Good morning. It is Friday, February 21st. You know it's Friday because Big Agent Meeting coming at you live right now. My name is Russ Laggan. I'll be your host today. Today we have a show lined up for you that you're going to want to stick around for. Annie Pellegrini is our one and only Extend a Hand coordinator extraordinaire. We're going to have a conversation with her about what she's doing right now and a lot of updates with regards to what Extend a Hand does. We're going to kick over to Holly Mabery today. She's going to be talking about brokerage operations stuff, and she always brings slides with great stuff on it. And then, of course, we're going to do a conversation with Bryon Ellington about what's coming along with university. And then he's going to have a conversation with somebody. I can't wait to watch this conversation. Jantavia Connor is going to be talking today with Bryon Ellington, and you're going to want to stick around for that one. You want to talk about somebody taking their business to the next level, starting and growing now. She's doing that currently. I can't wait to hear her tell her story. All right. So before we get going, let's kick it off with Market Minute. You guys may or may not have heard me talk in the last, 4, 5, 6 months. Every Friday, we open up with a Market Minute. I open up with a Market Minute, some kind of market stats and so forth. So today, what I'd like to do is I actually want to talk to you a little bit more about how do you get this information out. So I've given you statistic after statistic after statistic, and then Holly has given you some amazing information. And what I want to do is I want to give you a simple recipe for video, because here's the thing. I still know when I get in front of you guys and I ask how many of you are doing video consistently, the answer is still very small cross-section of you guys doing video. When we know video is what people want to see. 2 reasons. Number one, it's a simple, easy thing for them. Number two, it's something you can utilize in social, and you can drop it on your YouTube channel, which means that you can get multiple uses out of the same thing. So what I want to do today is give you the super simplest recipe for doing a real estate video for social. Okay. One thing you want to know, if you're going to do a video and drop it on social, you want to shoot it on your camera. I've got my phone right here. I'm going to shoot it on your phone, right? And then I'm going to take the video straight off my phone and drop it into social. Okay. I used to take my video and I drop it in YouTube, and then I put the YouTube channel link in Facebook, and then Facebook is like, no, you don't, right? They don't want to show that, because what happens is you click on the YouTube link in Facebook, and then you're over on YouTube, and then you're going down a YouTube rabbit hole. Okay, so Facebook doesn't want you to go down YouTube rabbit hole. They want you to stay in Facebook rabbit hole. So if I take that raw video, drop it right onto my phone, I can edit and then take the video and stick it straight onto Facebook. I'll drop it on there, let that thing run there. Now Facebook's like, this is cool. You watch a video here. Oh yeah, and by the way, now I can scroll, and I can see all the other videos that are on Facebook. They stay on Facebook. So that in the algorithm, that post is going to go up versus getting shoved back down. Okay. Now, after the fact, I can drop it on my YouTube channel, and then I can email it to everybody I know. I can email the link on YouTube, and then they can go into my YouTube channel and go down my YouTube channel rabbit hole. Okay. So here's the simple recipe for video. I want you to grab one simple piece of information. So let's say, for example, in my immediate neighborhood right now, we're at a 3.1 month supply of homes. Okay. So here's how the video is going to go. I'm going to start off with 1, my name. Kind of novel, right? 2, I'm going to tell them the stuff and tell them what the stuff means. And then 3, I'm going to actually say my name again, and I'm going to get out of the video. Okay. It's a super simple recipe. And once you've done it 700 or 800 times, you're going to be able to just pop your phone up, get your arm out, get your head back, get light in your face, right? Not light behind you, light in your face, and then look straight at your camera. I want you to look at the camera at the top. Don't look at yourself. Look at the camera at the top. Ignore you on the screen. Look directly at the camera, which is at the top of most of your cameras. It makes it look like you're looking at them like I'm doing right now with you, right? So start it off real simple. Hey there, my name's Russ Laggan, the real estate dude. And today I want to tell you about the real estate market here in Livonia, right around my house. We are at a 3.1 month supply of homes, which means if you're thinking about selling a house, houses in this market are still going for top dollar, and they're still going fast. So it's a good time to sell a house. If you're thinking about buying, what that means is house prices are continuing to creep up in this market, because low supply means prices go up. That's all for today. Real estate market update. I'm Russ Laggan, the real estate dude. See you guys on the next one. And then I pause at the end because it makes it easier to edit. Okay. Super simple recipe. The good news is really it's only 2. The first step's the same as the third. So what I want you to do is grab your camera, grab your video, just do a couple tries at it. Block on a timer if you're really crazy with it and you really get frustrated with this. Block off a timer, set it for 30 minutes, and whatever's the best one you got at the 30-minute mark, boom, drop that thing in your social media. Okay. So start doing some video, take a little nugget. What is it? What does it mean? I'm Russ. I'm out. See you on the next video. There you go. A little bit of short, simple, easy video market training for Market Minute, Friday Big Agent Meeting. All right, next up, we've got Ian Wheatley talking about KGCI Radio. He's got some stuff to tell you. Let's kick it over to Ian.
Hey there, thanks for checking in during the Big Agent Meeting to KGCI Real Estate On Air. This week, I got to be honest with you, I'm here begging. Beginning Tuesday, KGCI Real Estate On Air is launching KGCI Real Estate On Air Live. We will be live every Tuesday morning, bringing you the in-the-moment strategies and tactics, talking about the market, and having conversations with those industry experts and thought leaders that bring you their very best 24/7, 365 on KGCI Real Estate On Air. But I'm not here begging you to listen to that. I need your help with this idea that I have for this show. I want you to scan the QR code for me right now or follow KGCI Real Estate On Air on Facebook and Instagram. Then I need you to send me a message, but not just any message. I want your real estate confession, okay? Send us a video, send us an audio message, or you can just type it out, whichever you prefer. All the submissions are going to be anonymous to protect the innocent, and maybe in some circumstances, the not so innocent, all right? I'll share what I'm talking about first. There was this one time I was holding an open house and this lady came by and, she started chatting with all the folks that were coming through and I thought it was a little odd. So I kind of gravitated over towards her. Honestly, I thought she was another agent. Okay. But turns out she wasn't. And what she had to say was absolutely shocking. She was saying things like she had heard that the foundation was cracking or that the previous owners had gotten divorced over the kitchen. And I was just absolutely dumbfounded. So I politely pull her aside and ask her, simply put, lady, what are you doing? And it turns out she was a neighbor lady from next door. And she had liked that it had been quiet next door for a little while. And that was her best way to try to keep it that way. I think all of us as agents have silly stories like these. And I think this is something that we can celebrate. We can celebrate the hijinks that ensue in this wild world of real estate. And as it said, comedy is tragedy plus time. So drop us a message on Facebook or Instagram with your real estate confession. Coming up after the Big Agent Meeting on KGCI Real Estate On Air, we're going to be diving into our weekly Friday focus. We're going to be focused on lead conversion, specifically on overcoming objections, because who doesn't need a good refresher on objection handling, particularly in a market like we're dealing with right now. And if you miss any of that Friday focus, we will have it all available for you on demand by this time tomorrow. So be sure to scan the QR code coming up on your screen right now or search KGCI on iHeart, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And subscribe today to KGCI Real Estate On Air.
I love watching that guy go. Like true, actual radio personality. Does that look like? I mean, the guy nails it every time. I just love that. So, Ian, great job, brother. Appreciate that. Thanks for the updates. And by the way, get your stories in. Man, I got a couple funny ones, and there's a couple I'm not sending anywhere. Sometimes weird stuff happens in real estate. Welcome to the game. All right, next up, Holly Mabery with Brokerage update for today. Holly Mabery, come on down. Welcome to Big
What's up, friend? How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, by the way, is there a rumor that I'm going to get to see you live and in person on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yes, I'm super stoked to be joining you in Dallas with some of our amazing masterminds that Leo has been putting together. Gonna be amazing. So yes,
can't wait.
Bringing the fire as always.
All right, let's
go.
So
you know what? Today I wanted to come with everybody and let's talk about what sellers want. It's a little crazy, but at the end of the day, you and I in this market, we know there's a lot of change going on. There is a little bit of disruption. There's some uncertainty. So we wanted to break down really what is it that sellers want from us in this market. And this is where I wanted to start. Y'all, they want the power of reputation and trust. See, they're referred 66% of the time.
Yep.
That's mind-blowing, Russ, because if you are talking to people and asking for the business, you're more likely to pick up that business. Yep. So like you were just saying, as far as shooting that video, absolutely love that. Going out into the marketplace right now, the best thing you and I can do, ask for the business. Hey, yep. Do you know somebody just like you that could use the services I provide? Please be asking. Also, most sellers, 81%, only contact one agent. They're only interviewing one. So really putting your best foot forward and sharing the good stuff with them up front makes all the difference. It builds confidence. Yep. Now, Russ, I'll say this. I've been in the middle of a transaction, both with buyers and sellers, and they've totally come back and said, you know what? We Googled you. I was like, And what you find, it was one of those, they're like, yeah, we Googled you. You are who you say you are. Well, if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? So making sure that you are following up with what you look like on LinkedIn, your social media posts. How are you investing in the people around you, your sellers, your buyers? Are you sharing that good information like we've been sharing every week? And then finally, that repeat business, that follow-up, everybody that you sold a house to over the last 5 years, those folks are the most likely to sell here in this coming year. And we've talked about this before. 1/3 of homeowners, they've lived in their house for 5 years. 26% are headed back. They're having to go back into the office. As a result, across these age groups, these are folks that are most likely to sell in the next year. That's impactful. So if you're looking at, okay, what do sellers want? They want somebody with a reputation, somebody they can trust, somebody maybe they were referred to or did business with in the past. But these are three key priorities that they're looking for. They want market reach. See, they want to prioritize, like, where's my house going to go? And as you and I are working in this market, it's so important to really talk about where we advertise, where we promote their listing. And y'all get away from using acronyms like MLS. I want you to talk about multiple listing service and how it goes to over 500 different websites across the internet to help promote and get the most eyeballs. See, what's important to sellers is making sure that they're getting traffic to their house. Anymore, it's not about curb appeal, it's internet appeal.
Yep.
And so is your house looking great online? If I'm putting a house online right now, I want to look at the photos. The first 5 photos sell the house. So I literally don't want to go front of house, side yard, close up of the front door, maybe a flower. Like, stop it. You've already lost people by the 3rd photo. People are scrolling, and I know many MLS rules require front of house to be like the first photo.
Yep.
Second photo should be your favorite thing about the house. The view, the amazing kitchen, the master bathroom, like whatever it might be, showcase that. Also, sellers really need to know about competitive pricing. They want to know what's going on in the market, but also they want to understand, like, hey, can I get more? Can I get into a bidding war? Is the inventory so thin that I can do something? And then, of course, time of sale. So many sellers have to sell in order to be able to buy. So that time frame is short, and they really need a strategy around that. And that's where you and I show up. It becomes so important along those lines. Now, this is probably the biggest conversation we're having in the industry right now, but it's not being framed well. We're seeing some folks think, oh, private listing, exclusive listing, we're going to keep it in office. Y'all, I want you to break through these myths left, right, and center. A recent Zillow report came out that said sellers lost over $1 billion with a B dollars by keeping it tight and not putting it out onto the broader marketplace. $1 billion. Now, we've got friends in the industry who have said, hey, this is the next big antitrust lawsuit. I don't think they're wrong. I think it's really important that you and I start talking to our sellers and giving them choice. See, the financial impact, it's about $5,000 across the board. But if you look at areas like California or New York, it's bigger. And the lower the price point on the house, the more of a financial impact. Those are your move-up buyers. Those are the folks who need every single penny to be able to move up in this market. And that limited access to all the buyers, we're actually seeing people saying, I would pay more. I would have paid more than what that sold for. That you don't want to be that listing agent. So what's important right now is you and I have these conversations is I go take a listing. And maybe they need to paint the bedroom this weekend. Maybe they've got to move some things out, but I signed the listing today. I need to put the sign in the yard today. I can do those things and I can put it on the MLS as coming soon. No showings till Monday. Not a problem. Guys, it's so important that you and I set our sellers for success in walking through all of these things because that power of full market exposure, 81% of consumers, they want their home to be listed publicly and for free. They don't want to be held hostage. So as a result, why aren't we getting it on the MLS? Why aren't we putting it out there? And when we've got competitors saying, oh yeah, we're totally going to keep this in-house, what kind of justice are they doing to their sellers?
Yeah.
And that would be what I would be posing anytime up against an agent in that market saying, oh yeah, we keep it exclusive for the first 2 weeks. Okay. Can you? Maybe, but should you? That's another conversation.
That's
91% of buyers, they want to see all the listings. And what I love about our system in the United States, Russ, is we actually have one of the most robust platforms in the multiple listing service to be able to help people transact with transparency and understanding and information. You don't have that when you go to other countries. And EXP being in over 22 countries around the globe, we can see things that others can't. Now, these are 3 approaches I want you to think about as you're going on that listing appointment this afternoon. It's about transparency, how we cooperate with other brokers. It's not about compensation. That's not in here. This is cooperation. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to give you the information my seller has given to me. Also, I'm going to create choice for my seller. I want to prioritize their choices in this market. And this is the thing, y'all. Most sellers, they want to understand what their choice means and what the ramifications are, right? If this, then that. So it becomes so important you and I have these kinds of conversations about transparency in the marketplace, getting your listing out in front of everybody, that I cooperate with other brokers, set them for success on what to expect, and even more so that knowledge becomes power. Sellers feel empowered and they are invited to their own party to be a part of the transaction. They believe in you because you're telling them what to expect, but also that increased competition, you could see a bidding war. You could see getting at least at full price or more favorable terms, or that time frame the seller really needs. It maximizes across the board everything the seller is needing. There are a lot of headlines right now. You've seen them in Inman, you've seen them in Riz Media. I want to empower you all that when it comes to the clear cooperation debate, you and I showing up and giving the seller choice is the most important thing we will do in our business day in and day out. And this is where it gets exciting, because you and I showing up in this way, and we saw this last summer when we saw all the changes with the National Association of Realtors and MLS and now doing buyer broker, we gave people choice. And by doing that, we were empowered to actually help our seller at a higher level, help the buyer at a higher level. Russ, this is also what I want you to think about.
Love it.
I love takeaways, right? I want to build your business. I want you to go into this weekend feeling super confident. What's next for success? This is that strategic partnership with the seller. I want you to talk to them about the benefits of on the multiple listing service, how many members of the multiple listing service there are, how many transactions went through there. See, 88% of home buyers last year used an agent.
Yep.
Well, guess where they're looking? They're looking on the MLS. They want to have that access. And so where am I going to find the listing? Yes, I can look on Zillow. Yes, I can look on Realtor.com. But you know what? I can get the most detailed information from the multiple listing service. And I want you to educate with choice. See, if I give the seller an opportunity, we can list today and put it coming soon so you can paint the bedroom, and we'll put the rest of the photos up and do all of these wonderful things. But that way we can temper the market and test your price and see how many calls I get. And we can try that. Or we can go one big splash and I can launch your property next week on a Thursday and have open house on Saturday and everybody comes to see it. What do you want? What does that look like for timing? Do you want to create stress? Do you want to have a frenzy? What makes the most sense for you and your family to move you to your ultimate goal? The other thing I want you to talk about right now, and what I'm so excited about going into the month of March, when we look at the unified training that your state broker teams are going to be delivering for you, we're going to be focusing a lot on sellers and the conversations that we have as far as how are we handling buyers who call on signs and things like that, like what to say when it gets awkward. Yeah, I love living in the awkward. You and me both, right, Russ? Like,
that's fine with me.
Yeah, let's have that conversation, because if we empower the seller up front, everything becomes easier. So when they do Google you, it's like, yeah, you are who you say you are.
Yep.
So educating with choice, providing the sellers with tools, and being that consistent resource. And of course, This is how we show up for you because we want to build your business. We do have the seller toolkit. We're continuing to update. We've got new videos on there for training. And we've got more resources that we're pouring into it this next month. Super excited about those, Russ. So you can get it at exptoolkit.com/sellers or in the My EXP app. We're always here for you. We're here to build your business. We know the market's a little bit interesting right now, but don't worry, we've got you. Let's build this together.
Absolutely. Holly, let me ask you a silly question, but it popped into my head because this is how a lot of other things go. EXP Toolkit. How much is the EXP Toolkit to access, to look at?
It's free. We are giving it away. In fact, if you are working with somebody at another company who's like, I don't know what to do. We gave our forms away last summer on purpose.
Yep.
We gave our toolkits away on purpose because we know this is where the pros go to grow. We are so passionate about helping you build your business. And honestly, that's why I come spend this time with you every Friday. Is my goal is to give you information that you can go share with agents who are maybe struggling somewhere else and help build their business. And maybe they want to come spend some time with us. That's why we're here.
Add value first, and then they will come to you. Huh.
Always.
Novel. Works with buyers, works with sellers, and works with agents also. It's the same exact thing. All right. Holly, always amazing. I can't wait to see you in Dallas.
See you soon, friends. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Holly Mabery. How about that? Talking about like working with sellers and the right way to work with sellers. Did you guys see that house, that first house on that first slide? I love that house. Look at that going like, where is that house? I want to get one like that. I might be a buyer for a house like that, by the way. So let's find out where that is. All right. So next up, we have the one and only Bryon Ellington, University Update. Hey, Bryon, come on down.
Hey, good morning, Russ. How are you?
There you go. Good. I'm doing well. Doing well. It's a good Friday. I'm excited.
It's a great Friday, man. I got up a little early. I don't know if you know Makeba Evans out of Atlanta, Georgia. She and a few others run a group called the Wealthy Group Mastermind. And they asked me to come on, and we were talking about call reluctance.
Yeah.
Call reluctance. And here's what I shared with them. So congratulations, Russ. You just won the lottery. In fact, you won it twice. You won a $10 million ticket and you won a $2 million ticket. But here's the thing, the lottery commission called and they're only going to let you cash one of those. So you got to give one away. I'm assuming you're going to keep the 10 million or the 2 million.
You know, probably the 10.
Probably the 10, right?
Probably
so we got to give away a $2 million ticket. Let me ask you a question. You got to get out your phone. You got to call somebody in your sphere of influence right now and give that $2 million ticket to. How reluctant are you to make that call?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Because you're bringing value. You're bringing resources to that person, whoever that lucky person is. And yet when we go to contact our sphere of influence, when we go to circle prospect by door knocking and things of that nature, we're reluctant because we don't remember the value that we bring. We've been working on an attraction training program. That's called foreshadowing in the business. And one of the agents that we interviewed referred to it as a value vault. Yes. What's in your value vault? And whether your value vault is bare or you're just looking for some great ideas to add to what you're already doing, let us help with the university. We've got some really cool things coming up this week. So first off, on Monday, my friend Andy Rosas is going to be doing the level up for us. There you go. Top producing part-time realtor. So Andy's part of the Habit Guys. He's going to be talking about those success habits and really the secrets to building, mastering lead generation and achieving top success. Then later in the week, we actually have the indomitable Beth Adams, our VP of operations. She's going to be coming on, doing a masterclass for us on buyer strategies, 2 ways to close a buyer. Please do tune into that. Beth is so awesome. She's been doing some great things on Holly's team in terms of helping to train agents. Then on Friday of next week, we got a lot going on Friday. First, the Lab podcast, we've got Lauren Hammond coming on. Now, Lauren has a background in psychology and customer service experience. 23 sales deals in the past year, totaling 51 in her career with EXP. She breaks down her strategy for high value deals, client trust, and the mindset shifts that really drive her success. And when you're working at that level, you really have to have that. Speaking of which, my friend Rene Rodriguez, first off, I get to hang out with him in Dallas on Monday, but then on Friday, he's going to continue the Amplify EXP series. This one's cool. 5 sales of every presentation. Put that in your pipe and smoke it for a second. The 5 sales of every presentation. He's going to dive into like differentiation strategies and show you how to carve out your unique space to make that unforgettable impression that you want. Yeah. Then on BAM next week, my good friend Tony Caliendo is going to come in. He's the founder and head coach at Rethink Coaching. He's going to be talking about sales skills, particularly the importance of aligning thoughts and feelings with actions and the anatomy of effective sales language, including using things like embedded commands and really the significance of language patterns in our conversations. And if you've not heard Tony speak before, he is amazing at his knowledge of NLP and just the fundamental sales skills that's missing so often in training today. And when we get kind of attracted to that shiny penny, man, he's bringing it on Friday next week. Absolutely. This week, though, I had a fun conversation a few days ago with my friend Jantavia. Now, it turns out she and I kind of have in common Cypress, Texas. I grew up there. She lives there. Fun thing. The other thing we have in common is that FastCap. So she's been to a few FastCaps. And so I wanted her to come on and give a perspective of building her business, right? Sometimes you hear agents doing 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, and you forget what it takes to actually build at the foundational level to a success level of icon and status like that. And Jantavia has been on that journey. So I wanted been on that journey. And I wanted her to share a little bit about how she's been building her business so we can take away some of her strategies as well.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to let you guys take it away. So Jantavia, come on down and you guys have enjoyment with this one. I can't wait to watch this show.
Thanks, Russ. Hey, Jantavia, how are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I see Houston, Texas in there, but really Cypress, Texas, but isn't it all Houston at this point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One big melting pot.
That's right. So for folks who don't know you yet, can you share a little bit about your journey becoming the real estate agent that you are today, since you got licensed in March of 2018? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so what was that journey like? What were the key milestones for you?
Well, initially, I started off as working heavily with a lot of renters and quickly realized that renters do become buyers as long as we stick with them and prepare them, put them in position to purchase. And a lot of that is mostly, following up and putting systems in place to keep up with them. And that's something that I've slowly been able to build and focus on.
Yeah, it's funny. My friend Andy Coleman down in Florida, I think the name of his program is Riches from Renters or something along that lines. I mean, he's helped a lot of agents build their careers starting with renters because it can be fast, right? It can be a fast way to be able to support yourself. And then to your point, they do become buyers over time. I know sometimes in real estate, certain people look down on rental agents as if they're, some other sort of breed of agent or whatever. But I mean, that's a legit strategy and a great way to meet buyers. By the way, not just future buyers, today buyers, because a lot of renters have this myth that they can't afford a mortgage, and yet they're affording their landlord's mortgage just fine.
Absolutely. And that's where that education is important. Like you say, a lot of them don't know that they are in position to purchase. So it's just coming in, laying that foundation and helping them navigate.
Yeah. And when you and I talked the other day, you mentioned that every year has been your best year in terms of production. I'm curious, what strategies have you been, or practices have you been putting into place in your business that have contributed to that consistent growth?
Absolutely. Just continuing to network and putting myself out there, stepping outside of my comfort zone, speaking to people, no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what's going on. I mean, even yesterday, I was actually having crawfish with a good friend at a local restaurant. And I walked in, sat right in the middle of the bar, and just started having conversations with the guy next to me and found out that he had been in Texas for a week from Arkansas. He works on the railroad. He's currently selling his house there, and he is looking to purchase here. So we made instant contact, and I'll be working with him. So it's just those small things that I've tapped into that has been working for me.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to McCabe Evans' group this morning, and the comment that I made to them was, "Our job is the most fun job in the world. If
Right.
you forget contracts, we have to know that. Forget inventory, we have to know that. Yes, and that's part of the job. But really, none of that matters if we don't do the first and foremost thing, which is the biggest part of our job, and that is making new friends. That's what we
Right.
get to do. We get to make new friends and help them with the biggest purchase decisions. So I love that story. You use social media in your business. I think you particularly said Facebook and TikTok to generate leads. Can you share some examples of the types of content that you've put up on those platforms that have led to you creating those connections?
Absolutely. So yeah, the biggest two that I'm on pretty much all of them, but the ones that I'm active on are Facebook and LinkedIn. And I do a lot of educational posts. There's family posts that people enjoy. I do motivation, behind the scenes, and there's also client feedback, testimonials, and a little bit of everything, just showing that day-to-day activity that I'm doing, staying busy and staying consistent. People love to see it.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, top of mind awareness, and we're doing research right now for a lead generation project with the university, and we're interviewing a bunch of top agents who are really, really great and getting a lot of their business from social media. More and more, I'm coming to realize that those individuals are seeing social media really as an extension of their CRM. We
Right.
had Devontae Blow last week on the show, and that's how he works it, right? He uses Facebook for his personal touches and then uses Instagram for his business stuff. I'm curious about your LinkedIn. Do you use that as a actual lead generator? Do you use that as a sort of credibility that once people find out about you, they've got a place to go to make sure that you've got the pedigree and the background and things like that? How are you using LinkedIn?
Right. I'm not on LinkedIn as active. It was TikTok I meant, but I do keep
Okay.
my stats on there. Yeah, I just keep my stats and keep everything updated, as you mentioned, as a way of credibility for them to just check back on. But it's TikTok and Facebook that I'm on most active.
Okay. So on TikTok, are you doing the savage dance? What? How are you using TikTok?
I'm definitely not a dancer, at least not on video, unless I've had a
Yeah.
couple of Long Islands maybe down the line.
Yeah.
But it's again educational videos. I mean, people love to see what I'm doing with my family. I'm a married woman. I have 3 children. One is in college, and the other 2 are in elementary. And people absolutely love to see what I'm doing on a daily basis with the kids. And then just being able to throw in real estate as well.
Yeah, it seems to be the sort of winning formula I'm seeing over and over again with the individuals who are succeeding with social media is the old expression jab, jab, hook, personal, 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 and then throwing in real estate just to remind people that you're there and you're doing it. When you do real estate posts, what kind of content are you posting?
Mostly education, and actually showing videos of different model homes. I do on Mondays. I go out and visit the builders to see what's local, what incentives they have, and sometimes I actually have the builders rep go on live with me as well. People absolutely love to see the beautiful homes, so that's a lot of what I do. And then educating. So not only showing the homes, but educating these renters and first-time buyers on what they need to do to put themselves in position.
Can you give us maybe a more detailed example of, like, when you say education, like, give us an example of a post that did pretty well for you?
Absolutely. So the first 5 steps to get your pre-approval. So we talked about where credit score needs to be, what type of savings that they need to have and what they need to be working on. I also have some programs that I've tapped into and are educating myself on. So I give information on that. So there's a NACA program that I've been able to assist buyers with. So that's no down payment, no closing costs, no PMI. So just having those type of videos that let them know what options are out there, because again, some of them are stuck in the rentals. They don't even know that they have other options. So just letting them know what's out there, and just putting it out there for them.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I've been in real estate for 20 plus years. And I had a conversation with Tony Glenn, who does an amazing job working with military families. And one of the things he shared with me that I once he said it, I was like, well, that makes all the sense in the world, was that, if you have a relative who's been in the military, you can go in on an investment property together using their militaries to go and qualify for VA loans and other types of loan vehicles.
Let me write that down because I didn't realize that. That's something that'll definitely be good to share.
There you go. Reach out to Tony Glenn. He'll help you out. So you and I were talking, and you've got this database of about 4,000 contacts, which is really impressive. How did you do that? How did you grow that database that size?
Networking. And again, not being afraid to actually talk to people when I'm out and about, taking every phone number, every opportunity, and putting them in there, no matter who it is. And then just consistently going through and cleaning. So I'm at about 4,000 now, but every day I'm even removing people or making sure I'm updating contacts to make sure I'm actually talking to the people who that will need my services or that I'll be able to assist.
When you say networking, are there groups that you're joining? Are you leveraging, communities you're already part of, religion, school, anything like that?
In the past, it was communities I'm already involved with, but now I've kind of put myself in position to join certain organizations. So I'm now the member chair of Women's Councils of Realtor Greater West Houston. I'm
Hey.
also on the events community of Black EXP Network, so I've put myself in position there. But aside from that, I'm on the HOA board in my community, so taking full advantage of that. And then also, as I mentioned, I enjoy a good happy hour. So just being out at the local restaurants, the local spots. I've adopted my local elementary, so making sure I'm active there. Because again, I have both kids in elementary school right now. So just taking full advantage of what Cypress has to offer and getting out there and being involved.
Yeah, my friend Nolly says, "Be the mayor of your community," and it sounds like that's kind of the advice that you're following there. And so, 4,000 folks over time, that's an amazing database. How are you working that? What is a person in that database getting from you?
I have most of them on an automated campaign. So I go through, like I say, filtering through them all, making sure they're tagged, whether it's certain activities that they're involved in or where I met them or certain football teams or if they're a teen mom, whatever it is that we have those connections, I make sure they're tagged for that and then put them in a drip campaign. So for my renters, I have them in a campaign specifically speaking to that language. Okay, we've gotten you in a rental. Let me give you a month to get comfortable. What's next? These are the next steps. For people I've reached out to that may be potential sellers, I have a separate campaign that's talking, in regards to what they're looking for. If you plan on purchasing in the future, this is what you can be working on now. So each category has a different campaign that they are attached to.
I love that you're tailoring your campaigns to the individuals and providing content. I mean, that is the number one thing: provide value to the individual. And if you're just too generic in your message, it's not valuable to anybody. This is the number one regret of every top agent I've ever talked to in real estate was not building their database sooner. And I'd say my best advice on building your database is 2 minutes today. Don't spend 2 hours. Don't spend 2 days. Just spend 2 minutes today and go build your database. Did we lose Jantavia?
I'm here.
I think
I can hear you.
cycling. I don't know if you guys are still hearing me.
I can hear you.
Oh, there you are. Hey. So I was asking best advice on building a database for agents who haven't yet done it. How did you go about building it? Did you just sit down for 3 weeks straight and put 4,000 names into a CRM?
No, absolutely not. So a lot of it also came, but I didn't mention, from hosting events. So I do open houses. And again, I've been in elementary schools where I'll go in and have my table set up and vending there. So every time I get those full list of contacts, or even individually, one-on-one, I'm making sure they get uploaded in the CRM. So if I have a stack of them at the end of the month, because I haven't been doing it consistently, then I'll just sit down and make sure they're all get in. Or I have a VA that'll come in and help sometimes. But it's taking every single contact that I have, no matter who it is, and putting them in there. My mom even is in a campaign, but I think she blocked me.
That's hilarious. So you've been going through FastCap. In fact, you went through one court completely. I think you had kind of started and stopped another one.
Yes.
I'm curious your experience about that. How was that? You were not a brand new agent going into that. What was that program like for you? What kinds of resources did it give you? And is there anything that changed in your business or improvements that you made as a result of being in that program?
Absolutely. FastCap has helped me go back to the basics and even learn some things that I didn't learn in the beginning. Tracking is one of the biggest things that's been in there. I don't really track. I haven't been consistent with that. So that is something that they definitely help out with. And then just making sure I'm managing my time and getting those phone calls in, making sure I'm prospecting every day and being mindful of it. And again, the tracking is extremely important because I can go out and have multiple conversations and at the end of the day, just feel like nothing's done. But once I sit down and actually track, it's like, oh, okay, well, I did talk to 15 people today. I do have 10 contacts from those 15 people I talked about. So that's one of the biggest things. It's just being mindful of the everyday activities that I'm doing and tracking that and being able to follow up with that to see how that's helping with my production.
It's one of those greatest mindset things is that in real estate, it's really hard to turn off. You put a lot of pressure on yourself, right? Especially if you don't have a closing tomorrow or closing next week. How do you know when to kind of enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, and turn it off? And one of the lessons I learned early on was to have a goal of activities that we know will lead to results. And as long as you hit that activity goal for the day, go have fun. Go have fun. Don't worry, the results will show up. And I think that's been a great part of FastCap is providing CSU and then providing those real talks and things like that. I'm glad to hear that it's helped you in your business. I'm curious, you focus on first-time buyers there in Cypress. In fact, I think you've got your buyers club. Can you share a little bit about the buyers club and how it helps you manage the leads and provide value to those folks?
Sure. So as I mentioned recently that I work with a lot of renters and the first time buyers, and I found that my follow-up game wasn't the best in the beginning. So I'd reach out maybe a year later and they've already purchased or they've moved or whatever the case may be. So I felt like I needed something to put in place that would help hold them accountable, help hold me accountable, and put them somewhere that they can be working on those tools that I am giving them. So I've reached out to a few local HUD counselors that offer their free resources to help build their credit. Because I do find that's what a lot of our first time buyers are struggling with. Their credit isn't there, their savings isn't there. So once I do that initial consultation with them, I immediately connect them with the credit counselors. And again, it's a free service for them. All they have to do is commit and put the work in. So they're working on their credit. And then there's also a savings match program that I've been able to connect them to within the Buyers Club that helps them prepare to save. So they go over budgeting, saving strategies. And at the end of this 3 to 6 month program or 3 to 1 year program, they're able to get $3,000 matched towards their closing costs. So within the Buyers Club, so not only offering these resources, but we do a weekly Zoom call where we go in and talk again about home buying steps, what resources are out there. We go over different programs and we just keep connecting with them and sticking with them and hopefully we'll get them to the line.
That's amazing. As you say that, the way I process that is you found your tribe, right? You found the people that you want to work with. You've niched that, and then you've figured out what kind of value you can bring. And what's cool about that is you also create a community among that niche, which I really love. No wonder you've been so successful year after year. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. We really appreciate it. And happy Friday to you. I hope to see you in
Thank you guys for the
sometime
opportunity. I'm not sure when the next FastCap is, but I want to make sure. I had a few people asking. Just make sure y'all tap in. It's a wonderful opportunity. I'm in the one now with Austin, and he's absolutely amazing. So make sure y'all check it out.
That's awesome. Thanks for doing that. And, it underscores the fact that this is not an educational program. It's an action training program, right? And it's really about not necessarily what you learn, but what you do with it. So March 5th is the next one. You can go to expuniversity.com. And thanks for that shameless plug. I appreciate you. And sign up for the March 5th one. And then we've got some really cool ones coming up, by the way. Next time around, I'll talk about FastCap and Espanol. So that'll be a fun conversation as well. Nice. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. All right. Thank you so much, Jantavia. Try to stay warm. Thanks for being here. All right, Russ, back to you, sir.
Thanks a bunch. My favorite part of that one is she's like, my mom's on one of my lists, but I think she blocked me.
I may or may not resemble that remark when my mom was
so true to all of us. All right. Thanks a bunch, Bryon. Appreciate it.
Happy Friday, man.
See you soon. All right, there you go. Wow, yeah, it's great. Just real, right? I mean, this is real people like you and I just figuring it out and working your way through. I think the thing I love is just like find things that you enjoy doing that you can add people to your sphere every single week. And then you're going to have way more fun building your business, doing things you love, and make sure you're adding people. If you're just going out and having fun, that's just going out and having fun. If you're going out and you're adding people, that's business now. So it's a pretty cool way to go. Love that she did that and has really grown that and leaned into that. So beautiful. All right, next up, one of the people with one of the biggest hearts you will ever meet, Annie Pellegrini. Come on down, Annie Pellegrini. Just jump right on in here. How are you?
Hi, Russ. I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
You are quite welcome. So you've had one exciting, I don't know, what, 6 months, 8 months has been really exciting for Extend a Hand. Tell me what you guys are doing. A lot of people may not even know what Extend a Hand is yet.
Right. So the mission of Extend a Hand is to provide financial assistance grants to our EXP agents, our commercial advisors, and our employees in times of hardship, such as a catastrophic event, which could be a natural disaster or a critical medical issue that prevents you from working and supporting your family. And we have a disaster relief support program where we can provide funds for shelter and food and temporary housing.
Yep.
And you're right, in the last 4 months, we've experienced 3 disasters, and typically we see one a year, and we experience 3 in 4 months. So we've stepped in with the state broker teams and made sure that all of the agents and the staff or the employees in that region are safe. We do safety checks, and then if there's people displaced or they need immediate attention, I reach out and we get them some emergency relief funds. And recently in LA, we had 8 agents who lost everything.
Wow.
It was just devastating. And 15 were actually displaced, and they still don't know how long it will be to be able to go back to their homes. Their homes were okay, but the neighborhoods were shut down. So it was really scary.
Absolutely. It's absolutely wild because I got really, really, really intimate firsthand knowledge from my buddy, Adrian Petrilla, who's an EXP agent, also my sponsor for previously my business partner in Tampa. He is actually the mayor of St. Pete Beach. And I don't know if you saw St. Pete Beach on the news. They had the president literally standing on stage with him. And he's like, we had 90% of our homes were damaged the first hurricane that came through, and the second one just finished off, and it's just tons of water damage. And you think, well, it's just, you just clean it up, right? Well, no, because you got cars that get slammed into your house, and foundational issues and structural issues and mold issues. And then there's just not enough supplies. He's like, Russ, we could fix stuff and we can clean stuff up, but there's no people. You just don't have enough people. There's not enough contractors to just rip stuff off and let it air out. Not enough fans. It's all of those things that go along with it.
Yeah. And for the hurricanes, we actually helped 215 of our own EXP agents and employees get through those, the obstacle of finding, repairing their homes. And many people lost food because they were evacuated or their power went out for several days and a week in North Carolina. So that total was 200. We were able to help with everyone's generosity and everyone's donations and funds raised through EXPCon and through our fundraising efforts. We were able to help 215 of those folks, EXP agents and staff. And then for the LA fires, we're currently working on fundraising to help them. And what's really exciting is our goal is 30,000. We're at 24,000 right now. So we just need a little bit more. We have another week. And EXP will match up to 30,000. So it's a dollar for dollar. So we're really excited about that because those funds will go back directly to help our EXP agents. And for all the phone calls that I've had with people that have lost everything, they've been so grateful to hear that they're with EXP, a company that cares about community, and they don't have to go through navigate all of this alone. And we also have agents that are stepping in North Carolina and Florida and LA. We had Jessica Nieto and Ed Kaminsky. providing temporary housing assistance searches and supplies. And so I'm grateful to see the community, not only EXP, but just our communities that are affected by disasters coming together to help everybody. So with that, that's been nice to see.
Awesome. That is absolutely fantastic. Well, Annie, it's always great to see you. I love what you're doing. I love what you do. Appreciate the spirit with which you do it and the leadership that you've taken in that. And just love the fact that EXP has Extend a Hand. So if you guys out there could see it in your heart right now, particularly right now, EXP is matching dollar for dollar up until the end of February, up to $30,000. So if you guys could, $10, $20, $100, $1,000 is a big difference when you've got everything taken away from you. And these monies are going to good use. They're taking care of our own families. They're taking care of families within our family. EXP is the whole family. And with 88 or so thousand of us, employees and international and agents, man, there's a lot of people out there to take care of. So we appreciate anything you guys can do to assist. So Annie, thank you very much for what you do. Got some good things coming for Extend a Hand down the pike. I know you got a note on that last week. I'm super excited to help put that into place for you too. So thank you for everything you do.
Well, thank you, Russ. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye. All right, there you go. Extend a Hand. Guys, this is our own charity taking care of our own people. So if you can see it in your heart to do something, make it happen soon, because it's getting matched dollar for dollar. All right, there you go. So before we go out here, we've got one more of the EXP solutions. We got a quick video talking about the solution in EXP and a couple testimonials to tell you why this is something you guys need to know about. Run the tape.
Hey everyone, I'm Nikki Miller. I'm head of Lever by Movoto, and I'm so excited to be here and so excited to present our first of its kind platform to all of you. Lever is, like I mentioned, a first and only of its kind platform, exclusively and specifically designed for individual real estate agents. So we are designed to give you all the economies of scale, all the support, all the benefits, all the infrastructure of having a team around you, except for that you don't have to give up your brand and you don't have to give up your production in order to join a team. And alternatively, you don't have to take on the stress and the financial overhead to build it all out yourself. And I'm so excited to introduce two of our incredible agents. We're going to talk about their experience on our platform today. Lydia, Marcus, come on.
Hi, good morning, Nikki.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello to both of you. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to get to share this with the EXP community, and so proud that I already have two incredible agents in this ecosystem who can share their experience. Marcus, let's go to you first. Talk a little bit about why you joined Lever. Why was this the path that you chose for your success?
Well, what I really found value in is it gave you all the benefits of joining a team without actually joining the team. It just, it allowed you to get everything done, all of the positives of a team, but you still are operating as it's just you.
Yeah, you still get to keep and maintain your own brand and build your business, because that's why you got into real estate in the first place, right, Marcus? You wanted to build your own brand. Lydia, what about you? What drew you to Lever?
Before using Lever, keeping track of my leads and follow-ups felt overwhelming for me. I was spending too much time on manual tasks, and I still worry about things slipping out of my control. Lever has completely changed that for me. Now, my workflow is more organized. I never miss a follow-up, and I can focus on what really matters, which is building relationships with my clients and closing deals at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. And Marcus, let's go back to you, because this is really, like I said, this is first and only of its kind. So both of you had to take a little bit of a leap and understand a new way to approach your business. We aren't bound by the way it's always been done here at Lever. This is something new for most agents, which also required you to approach the business in a new way and start to move about your day in a new way. So talk to me about some of the best practices that you've used to really maximize utilizing our support in your business.
Well, I'm a simplistic person, and it allows me to just focus on hitting my contacts. That's my goal all day. I hit my contacts, I get them into my CRM. I know that they're taken care of via the Lever system. I know that they're being reached out to. I know that they're being dripped on. I know that they're going to be tagged correctly, and it's going to lead to more business because it's taken care of without me actually having to physically do it or remember to do it, which is what I feel a lot of us struggle with.
For sure, because ultimately the challenge is as you grow that database, Marcus, you can only contact so many people a day. We know in real estate that the job is to contact your database, to stay in front of them continuously so that when they think of real estate, they think of you. But as that database gets bigger for an individual agent, it becomes virtually impossible to stay in front of everybody the way that you need to in order to be able to convert business from that, right? And that's exactly what Lever supports you in doing. I love that. What about you, Lydia? What are some of the best practices that you've used to really leverage Lever as to its maximum capacity in your business?
Oh, well, Lever has helped me to make sure my leads are being followed up through the systems, which is easier, way better than I would do it on my own. So being part of the Lever system, it's way like outstanding. It's awesome. Like, what else can you ask for? So, and it also keeps me focused on the tasks that I really need to do on a daily basis.
And I love what I heard you both say, because it's not just about staying focused on what matters most, which in the world of real estate, as much as we try to escape it, it's always going to be lead generation, right? We can never escape that that's the job. But ultimately, the power of Lever is how we put all these pieces together. And for those that don't know us, we support the agent comprehensively in a do-it-for-you model. We are a plug-in staff for your entire business, wherein we support you comprehensively in coaching and training, database management, marketing, transaction management, and supplemental lead generation, all of those. And so a lot of times agents look up and say, well, I might feel like I need one of those more than the other. But Marcus, tell me what's been powerful about you having all of those support systems around your business.
Well, I have a story for you. So I'm bringing my son to the barbershop to get a haircut. A past client walks in. And, we just conversed and catch up. I spoke with him probably a month or two before. And he says, hey, I love your new logo. Now, Lever, they updated my logo, put some new colors on it, and just give it a freshened approach. At that same time, the barber who's cutting my son's hair tells me, oh, also, I received your postcard about that just listed you just had in my neighborhood as well. Two simple contacts in the same place due to what Lever provided. And at that point right there, the value just, it's just, I couldn't even put it into words. I was so excited at that point.
I love that, because we know that it's not just about that one touch. It's about being everywhere that your potential clients are and staying top of mind. So what I always explain to agents is it's utilizing all of these different areas of support to create this snowball effect in your business. There's not one change you're going to make that's going to completely change your business, but all these things together can absolutely transform how your clients see you as a professional and also how often you're in front of them. Thank you for sharing that, Marcus. I love that story. Lydia, what about you?
My success story is that I had a client that had gone cold, and through the constant touch-ups through Lever, he actually reached out to me, and we are now in escrow, and he is an investor. So I see the business going forward, with a strong relationship with him, because not only is he going to buy one, but he's going to buy multiple homes with me. So because of Lever and the constant touch-ups, he was actually motivated to contact an agent that is constantly on the business.
I love that. Well, if an agent was to ask both of you, hey, I'm a little unsure, this is a new way to approach my business, I've been told one way to succeed or a couple ways to succeed in real estate, and this is something totally different, why should I join Lever? Should I join Lever? Marcus, what would you say?
Well, I would say, what's most important as far as your day, getting everything done or doing everything yourself. That's really what it is. As long as it's done, it's done. It doesn't matter who, it gets done by, and it may not be done to the best of its ability by having you do it. So as long as it's done and, taking more off of your plate for more personal time or to pursue more business opportunities, that would be myself.
As much as I would love to say we do everything perfectly, at the end of the day, Marcus, we have this conversation all the time. You and I have this conversation, is our done by your definition imperfectly is still better then you're undone perfectly. Ultimately, it's about doing the task and getting the thing done, which as an individual agent, everyone listening to this is going to understand at the end of the day, you only have so many hours in the day. You only have so much energy, and you only have so much capacity. So once you hit a ceiling in all of those, well, then in order to get different results, you'll have to start approaching your business differently. Love that. Lydia, what about you? If an agent was thinking about joining Lever and was maybe a little unsure about this new way to approach their business, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to take advantage of the Friday calls, which is the development, which
yes.
I mean, I am fascinated by your coaching, because not only do you help us open our mind, have a stronger mindset, but it also helps us understand who we are as people and how we can approach other people and help them with their needs. Because real estate is not just about a transaction; it's about human beings being behind the documents, behind that transaction. Like you say, there's never a bad lead. There's always a person behind that situation. So to me, that's the biggest impact that I have had with Lever.
Yes. And I love that, Lydia, because real estate gives us the beautiful benefit of having the opportunity to be more human more often with more people, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all just humans out here trying to help other humans, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Thank you both so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your story about Lever. I'm so proud to support you both, so proud to support your businesses and watch you both soar. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate you very much.
All right, there you go. That is one of the programs available to EXP agents called Lever. So if you want to check that out, they can help you add that to your business, put that in your business. So there you go for today, February 21st, big agent meeting. We had Holly Mabery knocking it out of the park, talking about working with sellers. We had then Jantavia actually talking about how she's working through the game. And by the way, reminder too, make sure you get in the FastCap program, because it helps you just keep track of what's going on, get you on the right stuff at the right time and the right moment in your business. Take this year and turn 2025 into the best year ever. All right, we're going to cut straight over to iConversations coming up next. See you guys next week.